The thing is, what you've got to understand about Tyson, what he's actually done in the past. People's got short memories. He beat Vladimir Klitschko. They were saying the same thing then. He beat Deontay Wilder at his best. They were saying the same thing then. It's a broken record going on about Tyson's shape. You know, Andy Ruiz, look what he did. He's not the best of shape, is he? But look what he can do, Andy Ruiz, on his night. They've got this, they're hung up about this, how people look. If people puts a 12-week camp in and they're doing everything right, forget how they look. Because if you're going on looks alone, you're going to be for a nasty shock. But not just Tyson, anybody. Because I've seen so many in my lifetime fight, a lot more than other people have. And it's the ones you don't think can do it, can. You know, and just because they carry a bit of weight, don't mean to say they're not fit. Tyson's always going to be, he's never going to be a body beautiful. None of the Furies are. It's only Tommy and one or two other relations what's got a decent physique. But can he fight? Of course he can. Can he do the distance? Of course he can. You know, so people are never going to say anything good about Tyson because they seem to want to take a kick at him every 5 minutes. And this has been a great champion, you know, whether they like it or not. You know, the Usyk fights was very, very close and nobody's pushed Usyk like that. And let me tell you, he's been fighting Usyk long past his best. Long past his best. You know, and at the end of the day, after them 3 tough fights with Wilder, losing 10 stone, coming back and doing what he did with a guy who was 41-0, who every heavyweight in the world was terrified of. Give him some credit and get off his case. But let me tell you something. He's there in Thailand. They're working well. You know, Sifu over there is doing a magnificent job. He's been out there 8 days, and I can see a lot of difference again. He's doing something different than what he did before. Because Tyson's the best mover in the world. But in the last 4 years, he's not showed any movement. But if he gets that movement back and gets on his toes, jerky again, nobody can deal with it. Nobody can deal with that. Watch his space. Watch his space. Is he going to be a 3-time heavyweight champion of the world? Most definitely. Most definitely. And guess what? If not, he's tried to do the impossible. And Tyson, you know what? He'll die trying. He'll die trying. I'm not saying it because he's my own son. He's a magnificent human being. He's got a lot of sympathy for people. He helps everybody, you know, so give him a break on the way he looks, you know, because people who are saying that, they don't understand anything, do they? You know, because they don't understand people's feelings. They don't understand what it can do to people's mental health, you know. And this is what we're talking about here. I don't know whether they're trying to destroy him mentally, which I tell him every day, sticks and stones will break your bones. He heard it from being a little kid. That's a good job he has. But does he take it on board? No. Jealousy, the green-eyed monster, is a bad thing. You know, but at the end of the day, he's trying to do his best and bring another world title back to the country. So people need to get behind him, don't they? You know, let's just see what happens. Can he do it? Of course he can.
Do you think he gets that crack at the undisputed shot, given that Oleksandr Usyk's MO right now seems to be relinquishing belts? He's relinquished one, Fabio Wardley's picked that up. The belief is that he might relinquish this WBC title as well too if Caballero picks it up and gets elevated. So Tyson's going to have to be a belt collector if he wants that undisputed shot.
The way I look at it, these other boys, Fabio Wardley, Ajit Caballero, they've earned the right to fight Usyk next. They really have. You know, and there's only 3 heavyweights out there. There's 4. Usyk, Tyson, Wardley, Ajit Caballero, who's on this weekend. It's between those 4 heavyweights. But I think either Ajit Caballero or Wardley deserves a shot at Usyk next. You know, and I'm just saying it because I think that's the way it is. You know, and we've got plenty of time. You know, but I just think, you know, if he meets these young guns, anything can happen. Usyk's a fabulous, excellent boxer. Marvellous. But Father Time catches it all up. And he just could jump and slip on a banana skin with Wardley, who can knock you out by looking at you. You know, and Ajit Caballero, you've seen what he can do at the top level. So, will we ever see a third fight with Tyson and Usyk? I don't know. But it's up to the managers on the people who puts these fights on, not me. I'm just giving me opinion. If a man's done his work, he's entitled to a title shot between Wardley now and Adji Kabiel.
Is Wilder a banana skin for Usyk?
Wilder's done. Wilder needs to retire before he ends up permanently damaged. You know, Usyk, for me, is taking the piss. But want to fight Deontay Wilder. A man long past his best. He hasn't got a leg underneath him. He can't hold a shot anymore. He's damaged material. Why take a liberty? Why tread where the grass is low when you wouldn't fight him at his best? I wouldn't embarrass myself wanting to fight a man like Deontay Wilder. You know, on Usyk's ability and capability. He's supposed to be the number one heavyweight in the world. Treading where the grass is low like that. I say no. No. Because you can hurt a man. And Wilder's got family. He's been a great champion himself. And Tyson beat him when he was at his best. Usyk didn't want no part of him when he was at his best. None of the heavyweights did. Tyson stepped up to the plate. He lost 10 stone the first time, got the draw, embarrassed Wilder the second time, and probably involved one of the best heavyweight title fights of all time in the third fight. Two men at the best. Has it damaged both men? Yes, it has. It's finished Wilder completely, and it's took a lot out of Tyson. And this is my concern about the comeback with Tyson. How much has he got left? He looks great in the gym, but nobody knows till you're under them lights. And the only time you know you ain't got it anymore. When it's too late, you can't get out the ring. When you're under the lights for real, you've got nowhere to go, you haven't got no legs, everything's off, timing's off key. Catch up with you all at once, boxing, in seconds. But it only happens when you're in it for real. But Wilder and Usyk, no chance. I won't want to see it. I won't want to see it. There's plenty of better people to fight out there. But again, does Usyk want to fight Wardley? I say not, because he knows the danger. He's not stupid, neither does his people. Does he want to fight Adjid? I say not. They know the capabilities. They're getting older, the young guns, and these two guys got capable of beating anybody. Those two young guns now can beat anybody, I think, on the night. Look what happened with a very good fighter with Joseph Parker. See what I mean? And the only way you know is when you're in there. I don't know. It's up to them. I'm not handling the business for them, but, you know, do these two young guns want a title shot? I say they do. Do we want a third fight? I do, because I honestly believe we won the first fight. It was close, only for that rattling ninth round. You know, I thought we had the fight, really. But politics of boxing, you know, he got the nod. Good luck to him. Has he beaten Tyson conclusively? I say not. You know, let him have a third fight. The two aging guys, let them get at it.